First thing you want to do is just draw the outline. After this, we're going to be taking a glue stick and just take it over the eyebrow just to flatten everything out. Make sure that everything's smoothed out, and now we're going to be using an eye primer anywhere that makeup's going to be applied. I'm going to be working from this design I drew, so first thing we're going to need now is a brown pencil, and I'm going to start drawing the outlines. Once I've done this, I'm going to be taking an ordinary C-shaped brush and using metallic colour from the 120 Pro palette and filling in the entire area. Make sure that you apply it well because we don't want patches of colour, it has to be one solid shade of grey. Now taking an e.l.f. small angled brush and the 120 Pro palette, I'm going to be using a darker shade of metallic grey and the black, and I'm just going to be re-outlining everything that I've previously drawn on my face. Now taking a Agrima's white face paint, I'm going to be taking a small crown brush and I'm just going to be highlighting anywhere where the light would naturally catch this area of my face if it was metallic. This is just as a guideline, this won't be seen at the very end of the look, but this is just to give you a reference for where to work on later. Next I'm going to be using a steel sculpting spatula with a palette and sculpt gel. Now it comes in 3 parts, A and B. You need to mix equal parts of A and B, making sure that you clean the spatula really thoroughly in between. And now we're going to mix it together. Now part C we're going to be mixing to thinnen the mixture. This will basically make it a lot more workable. Make sure that it's mixed really well, and we're going to start applying it with a flat spatula around the edges. Don't worry about getting it perfect and flat, it doesn't have to look flat. This is what's good about this look. The edges are meant to look burnt and a little bit disgusting. So if it's not flat, it honestly doesn't matter, and if anything, it just helps the look. Also try and make the edges a little bit rugged by pulling the sides up. Now I'm going to be using the Supra Colour palette and mixing the grey and the black to get a slight metallic dark shade. I'm going to be using this to create the shading on the face. While you might be tempted to use a bigger brush, don't. The little brush might take a lot longer to do, but you can be a lot more accurate with a smaller brush, and also means that you're a lot less likely to mess up. So now, using my fingers, I'm going to be taking a white from the Supra Colour palette and creating the shading with my fingers. Now I'm going to create some pretend screws on the eye, 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. Then with the white Agrima's face paint, I'm going to create a slight shine in the middle of the screw. And then I'm also going to be lining the outer socket of the eye. Next I'm going to be using an angled liner brush and using a dark red from the Supra Colour palette, I'm going to pack this into the sides. So you want to get this as close to the pattern as you can and really work it into the gel. Be careful because you don't want to dislodge the gel either. Now I'm going to be using some Krylon Fake Blood and using the exact same brush, I'm going to start filling the edges in with this. Now using a concealer brush, I'm going to be taking reds, a few blues and a little bit of brown, and I'm going to start working this into the outer sides. You want to slowly do this in layers. You want to keep the red as close to the edges as possible to give it that burnt, singed effect, like it had just been burnt off the face or something like that. And then you also want to use your own skin tone and go over it, just so that you get this lighter shade, which naturally occurs when you get burnt. Don't worry too much about blending. The only place you should worry about blending is where the sculpt gel starts to come in contact with the skin. Other than that, leave the edges really rough to make it look like it's just been burnt and damaged.